Hi everyone, this is Rohit from Lifestyle Mastery, and we're excited to have Natalia Cebotari, who's the founder of Osmos and building the first networking platform for entrepreneurs and professionals that actually saves time, finds relevant people in less than a minute. Welcome to the show, Natalia.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So you have had a very interesting journey. We'll talk about it. But how did you get your start in startups, and what got you excited to start Osmos?
Well, it started with my husband. I got pregnant and I was sitting at home and he had some idea and we started working together. And since that time, I was working during the whole of my pregnancy and the next day after I gave birth because I really loved it. Like
Wow.
I really like the idea of building something with your hands and brain and build something that never existed before and see how it grows. It's exciting. And after that, in several years, my husband said that he would prefer to have a family than a startup with me. So we kept the family,
Yeah.
but he left in the middle of the project, right? And I was left with all the things that I didn't know how to do, and I had to learn a lot.
Right.
And it felt like I'm a chick growing out of the shell and becoming a dinosaur. And now I feel myself like a dinosaur that I
Yeah.
can do anything. After that, like sometimes you're caught in situations that you don't know what to do. And I think
Right.
in our nowadays, most of the time we don't know what to do because there are
Yeah.
no rules. Everything is changing so fast
True.
that like yesterday it worked and today it doesn't work. So you have to learn all the time, and I like it. I think like it's kind of my personality. I'm initiative. I like to build new things.
Interesting. And before the call, we talked about Yandex, and it's super interesting that you were like a C-level executive, you're a chief strategy officer at Yandex. How was the experience at Yandex, and what were some of your learnings, building a company there?
Well, I think I'm lucky that I have a different experience of like building a startup in a team of 2 or a team of like 12 people, like being really small with no budget, no resources, no help, building everything by yourself, and having lots of freedom, like no
Yeah.
one will tell you what to do. And another completely different experience is building a startup and corporation. But the difference is that I was like, there are positions then you are like a corporate person, but my role was building new department. Like Yandex he's having search engine, maps, writing services like Netflix, whatever the services you can imagine, but there were no ed tech, any educational services. So I came to build a new venture, and I successfully did it. So it was like building a startup inside the corporation.
Yeah.
And I think, like, of course, the level of freedom is smaller because you have to. But I would Yandex is perfect in with its corporate culture because there are like more freedom than you can imagine. You can do whatever you want there, but you just have to collaborate with people a lot. Yandex is famous for too many meetings. Like there are some companies that are proud that they don't have meetings. They eliminate irrelevant meetings. Yandex is all about meetings. Sometimes all you do is just meetings,
Yeah.
but you need to come on terms with so many different people,
Yeah.
and it it helped me develop necessary skills in this negotiation process. But after all, building a startup inside the corporation, you can sleep
Yeah.
because you don't have to worry about the salaries for your team.
True.
You
True.
don't have to worry about the salary, like the payments for your office and all the other things, and that's a big plus. And on the other hand, you have the scale. Though the daily audience of Yandex is 100 million people around this.
Right.
And since I was building educational products, it was a different audience. So it was not like that I came and received all those millions of people just because I built a product inside a corporation. So I had to find those different audience for the company from different sources. But still, there was a lot from startup in this job.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, a lot of scale and some things that were slower, but many things were faster because you have those ground. You are on the shoulders of a giant, and of course it's easier, I would say.
Very, very interesting. And before the call, I mentioned about how difficult it is to build social. I mean, I've heard a lot of podcasts about like after Facebook, and we've not had any transformational. I mean, we've had Snapchat and all, but building social is so difficult. And I also talked about LinkedIn. I pride about having 20,000 followers, but we really do need something which is an alternative to LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is becoming like a Facebook now, right? So, but what motivated you to focus on building social, and what are you trying to build with Osmos?
Like previous like 10 to 12 years, then I started. I had an idea. I don't know why, but I had an idea that I want to build a new digital textbook. Back in 2012, there were no ed tech. Coursera just started, like first day of Coursera. Many things that now exist and we use them in educational technology. Everyone heard about this. They just never existed. And I saw like there are paper textbook and there are digital media, recommendational systems, so many different tech. And I thought like digital textbook just should exist. And I just wanted it so much that I spent 10 years to build that. And now they're used by 20,000 schools and teachers and kids. It's kind of social. It's not like social media, but it's a social product with the big social impact. And it was extremely hard. And after I did this, I thought that like now I'm kind of like my life is kind of professional life kind of ended. I'm on vacation and I can do something else. And I was looking for challenges that would be bigger than that I had. Sometimes I regret this decision because it's really hard to build social, but I still believe that there should be an alternative to LinkedIn. And there should be things like, even if we take LinkedIn, okay, but there are many, for example, communities and professional chats and so many professional communications. Then you are in a group, but you don't know those people, and then you need some help. You just can't get it. You don't know who you should ask. You know that there are people who would be ready to help and collaborate, but you don't know who of them is the one you need. And on the other hand, we see so many, like we're living in the epidemic of loneliness. Then even like founders are lonely by themselves because they cannot talk about their things with their family and with their team. They take all the struggle by themselves. But even then, we talk about people in corporations and like all the other, most of the professions are now online. And you're seeing all the same like 4 to 10 people every day in Zoom, and that's your network, like your bubble. You don't see new ideas, new visions, new insights, just new people. After you talk to a new person on a professional topic, it brings like different energy. Even if you're feeling better, feeling at least, even if not better, you're feeling different than you're stuck in a room when you're working every day and seeing the same people. And what we are seeing, the reviews from our customers, why are they meeting random people? Why? Especially when there's a high profile, like top managers, like they already have the network. Why do they need to meet random people to have longer conversation? And they say that for many of them, this is a daily routine, like not daily, weekly routine, because this is how I learn new things. even if this person is a student, even if the person is not like me, like completely different, it doesn't matter the precise, how precise is the match is less important than those people have the connection. They really talk, and then you talk, you learn, okay, you are a student, how students exist now, what they're doing, what are the trends. You will know the new trends, you'll find new ideas, sometimes you find new partners. So the higher profile, like the higher in the career are the person, the more time they spend for meeting random people, because this is how they get out of their bubble and keep their mind fresh.
Interesting. I mean, after COVID, I've seen, tools like Zoom and Slack. Slack was initially very useful, but now I've seen that, as you rightly mentioned, there's just too much of chat which is going on, and I wish I could put all the chat on ChatGPT and figure out, is there anything relevant? But that is definitely a problem. But you had mentioned that you're working on the Osmos project for a couple of months now. But how is the approach to growth evolved since you started Osmos? Because building social is so difficult. But how do you grow, and how do you get your first 10 odd customers?
Well, first of all, I'm very well networked person because of
Nice.
I published media, I organized conferences for up to 80,000 offline visitors,
Nice.
with 650 speakers. So I'm like, because of my previous job, I personally know a lot of people. So then I posted that I knew building something new. I initially gained some people who know me, who know what I was building before, and wanted to see what I'm doing here. And that was the easiest part. The hardest part was to bring other people that I don't know. And what worked best for us, we went to online conferences and talked to people there, and we saw a fantastic conversion to trying the product, because like people would really, when I talk to users, they're really like, they want to connect, they want to talk with real people, even online or offline, but they want this longer conversation. So they are like welcoming products like this, and conferences work well for us. We also made some email integrations into other emails. And another thing, we tried performance. It works okay, but it's kind of more expensive than we expected. There is a room for improvement. I'm sure we will get this. And another thing is that when people like, we won't see this viral effect like with teenager apps, student apps, or dating things, or some other tricky things. But with professional networking, after people really meet, they have this conversation, they inevitably tell about this conversation to someone. Like, today I met a person, even this, if it was not the best meeting you had, you just tell that you met a new person to someone, and other people are interested, and that's how we have this referral traction. It's not big now, since we're changing the product and the model, and we recently started to monetize. But we see, maybe I'm pretty sure that we won't grow like rocket, but we will grow slowly. And the product is great, and our customers are great as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think with corporate users, the value of that customer is always going to be higher than somebody like a teenager, because you have some data aligned to it, like where are they working, they're making X amount of money. So obviously a corporate employee is going to be more valuable. But when it comes to with your growth team and a marketing team, what sort of key metrics that you focus on to measure the success for your platform?
Well, that's for sure the number of conversations, the number of meetings.
Mm.
It's the first thing. whether people really had a meeting together. And another thing is review after meetings, whether they liked or didn't like their match. But this is more important for we have an in-house machine learning matching engine. So it's evolving and learning by with these reviews. But the most important metric is whether people met or not.
Got it. Super interesting. And when you what do you know that you had wished that you known when you first started in this world of entrepreneurship, especially when you started building Osmos, because you did mention that you iterated on different ideas before you figured out on solving this problem.
Yes, that was a long way. We started initially I started with the idea of finding relevant people among my existing connection. For example, there are people like me who have a large network, and then you need, for example, a designer or an expert in a special field. You know for sure that there are people in your network, but you don't remember their names. That's one thing. Another thing is that we usually remember people who are posting actively on social networks. For example, take a designer. I personally know maybe 100 designers I worked with for my career. And I would remember those who are most active on social networks. And those are like high profile people who charge a lot, and they don't really want to work with their hands anymore. They want to consult, and they hire some junior designers. So, and I don't remember the names of the juniors who may, during the time that passed, they may became senior, but I don't remember their names. So when I type designer in my contacts, whatever social network in any, I won't see them. Even if I type the name, I won't see all the people with a name, because search engine in any social network work awful. So the initial idea was to find relevant people within your own contact, and we tried to somehow to integrate social networks, but there are the data is so closed. It became like no one in the world has solved this problem. Like we don't really own our own contacts. Our friends are not our friends. They belong to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Slack, whatever, WhatsApp, and they're not ready to give this back to you. Interesting thing, they under GDPR, they can give you, they should give you all your contacts, but they send you a doc in 3 days with just names, with no links and no any other information. And from the names could be like similar. It's unusable. And with this idea, we were selected for Web Summit, and we were there, but there were some technical issues, and the product just stopped working. All the integrations, like platform changed something, integration were broken, and we started doing something different. And then I was in Brazil, and I met my co-founder there, and they were building matching engine, matching bot for a platform, specifically for Web3 audience. None of us were from Web3, but we found out that this audience is extremely interested in networking more than any other industry, because this is a new industry, and everyone interested, they want to talk to each other, and this is how we knew that it works. And then we built a platform in web for all the industries, because people from other industries, they don't really want to spend time with Web3 guys and girls. They are too specific. Sometimes people are scared and not feel comfortable together. We built a platform for any industry and started to iterate with the product, and here we are.
And you interesting pointed out about paid ads. So I was wondering, when you're looking at a growth strategy, how long should one focus on one growth strategy, or should they look at 10 or 20 different growth strategies and keep making those iterations, or should they just focus on one strategy and go long when you're trying to grow your user base?
Well, it depends on the resources. It's always a game where you can you should wait. What resources do you have, and the time, and your are the goals and the situation around you. So sometimes, if one strategy works and you don't have other resources, then you should go into it. Like that's okay. But most of the time it doesn't work, and you have to iterate. And the more resources you have, the more iterations and more tests you can do. That's quite simple.
Got it. Got it. And how do you stay, customer focused and ensure that, Osmos is able to meet all the needs of the customers and clients?
Well, first of all, we talk to users a lot.
Okay.
Like I try to talk more. As we're a small team of 4 now, so
Mm,
I have to do many other things, but I try to focus on this specific. And what we started with free, being a free product,
mm,
and we thought that maybe that will help us grow faster. Uh, but it turned out that it doesn't matter whether you're paid or not paid in terms of growth. For example, in this niche, but
okay.
we found out that after people pay at least something, like at least a small amount, they consider this meeting like more seriously. They behave differently, completely differently. So
Mm,
if you are using a free service, a matchmaking service, then a match is arranged and someone is writing to you. You are telling, oh, maybe I will answer later. I'm too busy now, and then you forget. But after you paid at least something, you behave completely differently. So
yeah.
we introduced a paywall a week ago, and we start seeing this different behavior. And we knew about this different behavior, and now we see it with our own eyes. That after
Mm,
you pay at least something, you 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 start. It's like maybe this is one of my most like my most interesting insight in the recent days, because it happened that I before I was building most of the time I was building products that were free for
mm,
users. Someone else paid for them, but for the end customer it was free.
right.
And now building a product with paywall model, I see that it's so much easier to track all your metrics and track
Mm,
the healthiness of the product when you have these paid users.
yeah.
Because then people pay, they immediately tell you that this is not working. I don't like this. Why don't you bring me this and that? And this is super cool. You
Yeah.
give so much feedback with paid users. You
Yeah.
can build better products. You can grow faster.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. I just wanted to follow up. Like, what I understand with free users to paid user, it's usually anywhere from 2 to 4% conversion rate. But how do you onboard your paid clients? Or do you get like, I know about enterprise SaaS because I've been in that market. But do you also ask them to get on a call and then you pitch it, or how the onboarding for the paid customers happen?
For now, we're not doing any kind of personal onboarding.
Mm,
You just register, you fill your profile, and we say that we have a membership access, and we ask you to pay if you would like to, and you can pay for a month, then take a pause, then come back and meet people, because usually people are meeting like for several months, then they make a pause, then they return because we all are on vacation, families, and all the other things.
right.
But it works pretty much like this.
Interesting. And Natalia, does the product roadmap change when you have paid users? Do you see that your product journey is changing now?
Um, it it's not like I'm sure it will change, the roadmap, but for now we know the things like we need video chats. Like it would be easy. We need calendar integration. Like some things are quite obvious, and it doesn't matter what like paid or free users are telling about this. So you know this, but all the the strange thing, after we got paid users, we understood that we need to make less features than we expected.
Interesting.
Because they are more vocal about what they want and what they don't want.
Oh, okay. Super interesting. And how do you balance growth with maintaining a high quality user experience? Especially, you raise a small round, but you're looking to expand and grow once you've raised more money. But how do you make sure that you have high quality with the speed of getting more users in?
Well, first thing is that introducing this paid model helps us to maintain high quality, because people who pay, they are more serious about having conversation afterwards, and that's a hard fact. Another thing is that our AI model, it knows what kind of user is better connected with other users. For example, like, of course, there are like, we don't have much of them, but we many of them. We have some like salespeople who are doing some kind of trying to do cold outreach, or people who are trying to do customer development and these things. But after a person does it once, we know about this, and his matches would be less relevant, or he will be matched with the similar people, and they will have professional connection and share the insights in their industry, and that's important for them as well. But another thing is that we know from the way the profile is filled, what information a person put about himself, the quality of photo, how he presents himself, what kind. We'll also have, like, the difference with Osmos is they also have requests. I didn't tell you about this. So it's not just bio. We also ask about your business requests, what kind of people you would like to meet, what kind of needs you have, how we can help to you. And according to this, we score users and know how to match them. And this is all done by our AI, thanks to my co-founder.
Interesting, very interesting. And you worked on growth strategies all throughout your life, but is growth an art or a science? And what remains strong? I mean, how do you balance it?
Oh, I strongly believe that it's an art.
Yeah.
Because like, maybe it's just my case, but many times I worked with agencies, with experts, with people who are like doing something scalable.
Yeah.
And they are known for this. We have good track records. They are like they're full of trust and belief, but it didn't work for some time, and worked some other things completely different. Some partnership with a, I don't know, with a culture ministry, or I don't know, with an event, with some partner that is not from your industry, like cross industrial partnership. So this growth hack is, I'm sure it's an art. It's something you cannot replicate and scale. You can scale, you can make a partnership that will bring you millions of users, but you won't make it in other products. So it's so specific that you have to be very creative to do this.
Got it. Interesting. And I know you're early in your journey, but when should a early stage founder look to hire the first growth hire?
Well, first principle is then you have good retention. Then your retention is okay, because it doesn't make sense to grow. Then your users are just disappearing after they come to you. So first of all, you're building something on small numbers, and be sure your retention works well. And after that, if you can if you can afford to hire a special person for growth, or a number of people for growth, and give them budget for experiment. So it's not just one person, he needs some budget. That's not an obvious thing for many, especially for many founders. But after you have this, the more you experiment, the better.
Got it. Interesting. And especially when it comes to product development, do you think is simplicity always the best? And when should it be more complex? Is it better for a user to keep everything simple, or to keep it a little more complex?
Well, it should be simple for user.
Yeah.
User, like, I don't know, my most favorite product is iPhone. I remember that I took it for the first time, and I
Yeah.
still, like, I really enjoy every time I touch it, because
Yeah.
it's so simple, but it's so hard on the backstage. It's so different, like complicated inside. So it's our job to keep complicated things away from the customer, and to make it simple, understandable, and pleasantful for the customer.
Yeah, I mean that's why Steve Jobs was such a special entrepreneur. He's once in a generation, or once in a century entrepreneur. And I've been into content business. I've built podcasts and content and all. And AI has really helped me in the last couple of years. But it's in that we have a great economy, but going forward we'll have a software economy. Will become 100x easier to make products and software. But will companies make more revenue from having AI in their products, or it will just create better products for the customer, for the companies?
As like I would answer from our experience. We started with saying that we have an AI matching, but
Yeah.
no one cares. Like,
Yeah.
customer users don't really care, is it AI or not AI? AI is just for tech people.
Yeah.
And even like in our first iteration of products, we were telling, we have the copyright telling like they are building a people search engine. And one of the marketers I know said to me, like, this is just for geeks. Like, normal people are not using search engine. They are using new opportunities, or like they speak different language. So customers don't really care whether you have AI or any other technologies inside. It's a bubble of the tech world. We're speaking with each other, using these terms to understand each other better, to keep up with all the latest developments. But ordinary people, there are people outside of tech in other
Yeah.
industries. They just don't care. But for me personally, like, I don't like ChatGPT. It doesn't,
No.
for me, I don't like the results. But what I really use is AI inside Notion.
Yeah.
Like, use AI inside the product I'm already using. I would like to have it in Google Docs as well.
Yeah.
Like, you're building something, and then magic, a piece of art, something is happening with what you're doing, like, instantly, and that's cool. I like it, and
Yeah.
it's much easier to go to ChatGPT, work with text there, and then copy it back to Notion or Google Docs. So it's easier for me to use those magic tools right where I'm working, in the tool I'm working, than separately.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting you said that, yesterday I went to an AI event in London, and somebody told me about content engineering through Notion. And then he explained me that, you can expand through Notion. You don't need to go to ChatGPT. So you're always learning something new every day. But I quickly want to do the top three. What's your favorite business book?
Oh, I have two.
Nice.
First, so we talk a lot about analytics and data today, and my favorite book is from Ben Yatskovitz. It's called Lean Analytics, like Lean Startups, but Lean Analytics. It's
Nice.
quite an old book. I think it was published 12 years ago. but it's a startup Bible. I think it's so important to read it. And Ben is one of our users.
Oh, wow.
And I was so surprised after I understood this. He came and I saw his bio, and I was so surprised that because he's my hero. This is a very important book, and it's like you can read it many times because it has so many like small important things for different stages of your product development, where when you have nothing, then you have a big product, and so many things. And it's written very nice. I like it. And the second book, actually, you don't even have to read it. It's a book from Marina Abramovich. Marina Abramovich is an artist, like internationally famous, and she wrote a book that's called Walk Through Walls. And I just have this book in front of me most of the time to tell me that doing a startup is walking through walls. You have to grow, you have to do something new every day. And it just motivates me. And inside the book, there are stories of her performances and how she overcome like different kind of the feelings she had during, like, startups have feelings.
Yeah.
And how she dealt with that. So lean analytics is for product, and walk through walls is for me personally. 2 books.
Correct. Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll put that in the show notes. And if you could go back in time when you started Osmos, what is the one thing you would have focused on or done things differently?
I would talk to users more.
Yeah. Correct.
It always helps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that is something which is very key. And what's your favorite online tool? For example, Gmail, Slack, Zoom.
I like iPhone Notes.
Oh, nice.
I tried different things, but Notes, I'm a very fast person. And this is the fastest thing I do. Like, I have my phone always with me, and I write everything like just right there. And I see among other entrepreneurs that after you talk, people become sincere and tell that they're using Notes. Just
Yeah.
Notes and phone. This is the best tool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's something which I also use a lot. But I also use Notion, but to write something fast, I think iPhone Notes is cool. And Natalia, what's the best way people can reach out to you and know more about Osmos?
You can reach out to me in Osmos, and my email is nc.osmos.social. Like, I'm on Twitter. Like, it's easy. I'm very easy to reach, and I'm always ready to help. And in Osmos, we have a thing that is not about matching. We have a feed with content, but our feed consists only of business requests. And under this business request, there is just one button. It's I can help, and people are helping each other. And I'm
Nice.
always ready to help. So reach out to me anytime. I will do my best.
Awesome. We'll put that in the show notes. Natalia, thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us. I really enjoyed my conversation with you.
Thank you. Thank you.